Hi, this is Kumar Singh from Design Analytics LLC and welcome to another episode of Thursday Throwbacks. Well, the throwback topic or pioneering milestone that we are going to discuss is in the field of programmable industrial robotics because I have been researching some specific algorithms pertaining to industrial robotics since last couple of days, so thought that would be apt. What we are going to touch upon is the first commercially available and programmable industrial robot named Unimate. So let's get into that, right? So the first commercially available and programmable industrial robot was developed by George DeWall and it was introduced in 1961. This hydraulic based manipulator arm had 4 degrees of freedom, could perform repetitive tasks like transferring cast parts and welding them onto car bodies, right? As you can see here, right? It was initially sold to General Motors, right? Though the footage that you see is from Henry Ford, and just wanted to for the purpose of giving credit, right? That this video is from the Henry Ford YouTube handle, right? So, but this robot was initially sold to General Motors for use on their assembly line, and while DeWall's intention wasn't based on a specific research paper that I can share here, we are sharing it, we are basically reviewing it because it marked a pivotal moment in the history of industrial robotics. Who was George DeWall? Well, in 1954, George DeWall filed a patent for a programmed article transfer device, essentially the robotic arm that could be programmed to perform repetitive tasks. This became the foundation for programmable automation in industrial setting. DeWall then partnered with John Engelberger, if I'm saying the name right, a physicist and entrepreneur who would be later known as the father of robotics as far as the commercialization of that specific invention goes, right? In 1956, DeWall and Engelberger co-founded Unimation, which was short for Universal Automation, the first robotics company, and their mission was to turn DeWall's patent into a practical machine that could be used in factories, right? What were some of the capabilities of this first programmable industrial robot, right? So Unimate was a robotic arm, right, as you can see here, and it was driven by hydraulic actuators, right? So if you are familiar with the industrial automation world, actuators, right, sensors, actuators. So in this case, right, it was driven by a hydraulic actuator and it was guided by a magnetic drum memory. Fascinating, right? Which stored a sequence of tasks. It was programmable, right? Operators could define a series of movements and then repeat them with high precision. So examples of tasks included like lifting and stacking hot metal parts, die casting handling, welding operations, right? So that's why the first adoption was obviously within the automobile manufacturing. So I think in 1961, GM became the first company to deploy Unimate on an assembly line at its Trenton, New Jersey plant. And within that manufacturing environment floor, the robot worked on die casting, moving hot metal parts that were dangerous for human workers. And if you think about it, for 1961, this was a groundbreaking moment. It introduced automation into heavy industry, obviously, and it paved the way for robotic manufacturing, and this thing had a global impact, as we know now, right? Its success led to rapid spread of industrial robots across automotive, electronics, metal industries, initially in the United States, then in Japan, right, where robotics quickly became a strategic sector, and it inspired future robotic platforms like Fanuc, ABB, KUKA that we know today, right? For his contribution to the world of industrial robotics, or industrialization actually I would say. DeWall was inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame in 2011, and Engelberger later pioneered service robotics also in hospitals and space. Well, so to sum it up, Unimate can be said to be the start of the modern robotics era, transforming labor, boosting productivity, and setting the stage for AI integrated robotics of the modern era. Well, thanks for watching. I will see you again next week with another video series. Thanks.